started. How I'm going to start this is, typically the moderator introduces the panelists. That's typically how a panel discussion takes place. But I am not going to do that. I never like to do that because I would want my panelists to share their journey, because I want them to share the journey of them doing something else and then planning to get into career coaching and how that has panned out for all of them. So we'll start off with Urvi. Urvi, why don't you help us, understand your journey a little bit? And of course, you're a high-flying career coach now, but of course, over to you. Please help us understand that.
Thank you.
Just a little introduction for now.
Yes, thank you very much, Isha. Those were, wonderful words of gratitude. A very good evening to everyone. I am really surprised to see this enthusiasm in the chat box. Everyone's so encouraging, enthusiastic, even on a virtual platform. The kind of passion that y'all are showing or portraying towards, coming to this field of career coaching and counseling is remarkable. Okay, I'll introduce myself. I'm Professor Ubi Shukla. As an educationist and as a career coach, I love to spend time with students, helping them finding out their best fit career plans. So that is my aim, my goal, getting clarity or giving clarity to the students over confusion with regards to their career choices in life. I'm by profession a lecturer at Calcutta University. And apart from that, I am a career coach. Thanks to ICCC and Mindler for helping me find out that particular skill in me and rather helping me sharpen that skill to be in this field of career coaching and counseling. So that is the reason why I'm here in front of y'all. I was a part of the first cohort of the ICCC. That was way back 2018 February. And it was a physical ICCC program. Now these days, this is like a marked difference, a physical and a virtual program. So we had these 3 days program on ICCC where people from eminent fields of psychology, I was privileged enough to meet them. I was privileged enough to meet Dr. Chadra, David, even the life coach, Mr. Peter Reading. So I was, as I said, one of the fortunate one to be coached by such eminent mentors live on one-to-one. Okay. And it was 2018 where I started this journey with my advanced program, foundation and advanced. And later in 2020, I completed my ICCC master's program. So it's been a long journey with ICCC, Mindler, and the certification which you get as a CCSP career service provider from NCDA, which is the apex career counseling body. It is a great privilege. So if you are passionate about helping, for me, the word helping comes on the top bracket, and then passionate about working with students, helping them, finding out their best fit careers, motivating them, guiding them. If you have all this in you, I can bet you are in the right profession. And with ICCC, it is going to shape the career landscape of the entire country. So you are in the right position, right way. I wish all of you really a very, very good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Urvi. So like you heard, her background is something completely different, and then she ventured into career coaching. She's already a professor, and of course in the last 2 years she has really taken up tons of projects when it comes to coaching. So so if you would have seen the co-branded platform that I showed you this afternoon, that was Urvi's website that I had just put on my screen. So Urvi, feel free to share your website details here, but I'll get to that slowly. Now I'll move on to Renuka. And Renuka, my question is the same, but I don't want to get into advanced or partnerships right now. My question is directed, just why did you want to become a career coach? What was your background, and what was it from you, what came to you that you thought that you should be a career coach? Because it is a profession wherein you have to genuinely be committed. You are advising, guiding, mentoring, coaching students, which is really going to be the creme later. So if you could just tell us where that motivation came from.
Sure, Isha. To be honest with you, my story is a bit different from Urvi. My name is Renuka, as Isha introduced, and I was living in the UAE for 2 decades, and I moved back to India recently. And to talk more about myself in the context of today's forum, I'm neither from the education sector nor am I from the psychology background. I have absolutely no idea about both of these, and I'm just an amateur, but only my passion for education and my love for kids has kind of pulled me towards career coaching. And I've been working for 22 years in Dubai, and I've always been wanting to help students and to channelize their energies, as most of the students these days, they don't know what they want to do. So I feel that either there is a lack of awareness, or it's because of non-affordability, or it's because they don't get support from parents, family, so they feel kind of lost. So to be very specific to Isha's question, a couple of reasons why I decided to move from the corporate world and get into career coaching is, one is I really wanted to follow my passion. And point number two is I felt that there is a genuine need for more career coaches in the country, and this only keeps increasing every day. And the third point is I felt I would be in a space where I can balance between earning a living for myself and at the same time, being able to help people, or being able to help students who genuinely need our help. So these are some of the reasons which kind of pulled me into this career coaching. And I must say that Mindler has been instrumental in shaping my shaping me and shaping me into what I'm today. So, Isha, yes, that's the story of me.
Thank you so much, Renuka. And I have to add, I've known Renuka for a few months now. And what I like the most about her is her, detail to attention. I mean, she'll be sharing tons of presentations just to review, just to see. I mean, now, of course, she's partnered with us, but just in general, her knowledge, like the way she wants to learn, is so fulfilling to see, because she's so dedicated and motivated that it really makes me smile when I see her messages, because she wants everything perfect. So that's a great quality, Renuka.
Thank you,
Now
Isha.
let's move on to, we have Rama who's joined us, and I'll get to you in a minute, Rama. Let's move on to Shreyoshi. So Shreyoshi is somebody, of course, she will also, I'm going to give her the opportunity to share her journey. I already know about it. So Shreyoshi, over to you, and if you could just help the participants
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
why did you take this up?
sure. So I have been somebody who has possibly been extremely in a career very different from this. So I have been a marketing strategist and a consumer insights person for good 20 years. But there was something which I didn't realize, which was actually my starting point, my foundation of wanting to be a career coach. But I was a recruiter for many years. I was a recruiter for 10 years. And I realized no matter how you choose the best people from the colleges, and you go to the campuses on day one and you pick up people who you think are the brightest, there's a huge attrition in the early few years. And the main reason that seemed, and initially it was anecdotal evidence, but then later I did very detailed surveys on these to find out, because I'm a researcher also, that what people expect from the jobs and what the jobs turn out to be are very different. So it is not about being good or bad. It's just about fitting or not fitting, right? So what is a great career? That question itself is wrong. What is a good career for me should be the right question. So that's the first time it struck me that, maybe, and many of us hadn't really thought of that. So for example, everybody in my family was doing science. I was good at math, so I also did it. Many years later, if you ask me, I'm a hardcore humanities person. But I've done science all my life, and the worst part is I've done well. That makes it even more terrible, right? If I had failed, I would have had some reason to shout at my parents or complain. I can't even do that, because they're like, but you did so well. So, and when you do well, then you're very scared to change. Like I remember I had walked in to do the job of a radio jockey once, but I finally chickened because I thought, Abhi, I'll change my career. Will I have to move to a lower salary, or will it be right or not? So I chickened. But I realized that many of these things, so now a large part of what I do are talks. So I'm talking all the time, and I know this is something maybe I should have done as a profession. But but I didn't have the information, and I didn't have the orientation also. And then nobody looked into my brain to find out what I was, what I was oriented towards. Largely, it is what you're willing to do and what you're good at. That's all that we used to see. The second thing happened when my own daughter, so I have a daughter who's 19, she was going through a 9, 10, 11, 12, and uh, she actually is the first person in our 4 generations who's a humanities student. So she was also a very good science student, but she said, I will not do it. And because she wanted to move into a different career, I did a lot of reading up about this. And I incidentally, by Googling, I would land up at the, at the Mindler library, because it has everything that you'd want it to be. And I always had this at the back of my mind, oh, this is one place that you can go and do all your research from. So two things. One is I realized that as, of course, students, they are my key clients, I would say right now. But I started by looking at it from the other side of the table. That when we recruit people and we want to kind of groom our future leaders, sometimes we bark up completely wrong trees. And even they are, when we try and pick people assuming excellence, that is possibly excellence would be the second or the third thing. Fit is far more important than that. And nothing will be able to keep you there if it is not right for you. Because getting a job is easy. Staying there and not only doing well and being happy. I think we don't consider that very important these days, but being happy and not dragging your feet to work every day and crying into your pillow every night, that's also very important. So that's when I decided that while I am still brand strategist by profession, this is my weekend job. I hope that I will retire with this being my full-time job. But right now I'm very, very driven, in trying to understand how best I can help students. And Mindler has, I wouldn't say has been a help, it's been the backbone, because of the work that Mindler has done, I have the strength and the courage to say that I think I can do this. Because one, you're training me. Second, you have anyway done all the research about all the careers that are there in the world, which takes away like 80% of my job. So now I have to just apply myself, be empathetic, be a good pair of ears, and put, things together and put the training into action.
Great, Sriyoshi. So that was very, very well put across, and I do see a lot of the participants resonating with your, emotions and so on and so forth. And I do agree that, one point that you picked up was about emotional well-being and just being happy. So that's again extremely important and great. Let's move to Dinesh now. So Dinesh again is someone I have known for a much longer time than, I think him and Urvi were in the same batch, in the first batch of ICCC, or maybe one batch apart. Something a lot. Yeah, he was in the second, and of course, Urvi I've known even before ICCC started. It's been like I don't know how long, but yes. So I've known Dinesh in a for a very long time in a very professional capacity, and he is. I don't want to praise him before he even starts, but he is extremely gifted. I mean, there are so many things he does, and he, of course, let me not take the thunder from him. First, let him actually just give a little, little glimpse of his experience and why he picked up career coaching when he already had something going on for him, which was brilliant. So, Dinesh, over to you.
Thank you, Isha. So, hi, hello everyone. I'm Dinesh, and I belong to a small town in Assam called Dhekiyajuli, and I'm currently based in Guwahati. So my journey started like I have an engineering background. I've seen many of the participants from the same background. So I was an engineering student, and after my engineering college, I was like something is wrong with the whole education system, and I need to fix it, right? So instead of starting complaining about the problems, I said, what can I work on? When I started, I figure out like the biggest problem is with the math education. There is a lot of math phobia, and you will see the role of mathematics is getting more and more important in even humanities as well as other careers, right? So I figured out like how can we contribute to improve the math education, particularly in Northeast, but maybe in India in general, right? So I started with working on math. So I used to do math shows where I mix math and magic together, and I used to go to schools and colleges, and I used to convey the beauty what maths have. And eventually I started training teachers on how to make maths more interesting, more hands-on, more wow. And that's what we started doing. Now, while doing that, I got an opportunity to travel across many places in Northeast specifically. And what I realized is that nothing has changed in terms of the career landscape, right? It's not only about Northeast, I think in India in general, because the same response same kind of thing I could see. The way the career is being selected, I think it's still the same, like broadly speaking, right? So that made me feel like, okay, we are helping students to understand the basic maths, understand the basic science, but eventually when they reach at class 10 and 12, everyone goes and rush to competitive exams, or without like following what they really want to do, they just jump into the most trendy careers. And Mindler study on this, like they are hardly, most of the students know only 7 careers in their life, which I totally agree. I always ask this as the first question in my workshops or webinars, and that's very true, right? So I thought like, okay, math education is important, and I will continue working on it. But I see helping student with the right career and guiding them and understanding and helping them how to really make this decision is, I think it's to me it's like a mathematical problem only, right? So I see career counseling and career coaching and career mentoring is more of like you're helping students to first understand themselves better, and also help them figure out what are the options available. I am in class 12. I have not taken mathematics. What career can I pursue a career in? Let's say, can I become an architecture? Right, that's a problem, right, which we encounter as a career counselor or career coaches. So I always had a feeling that mentoring can do a lot of thing with the students, and I always feel that एक अच्छा career क्या करेगा is we all know, right? But I'm really very much concerned about what a wrong career will do, right? We are going towards a we had a very simple goal that the nation, which is now where we see most youth are unhappy, unproductive, how can we convert them into a happy and productive, and definitely that will lead to the more employability, right? So I started working on it. I came across Mindler platform. I was the second batch, so I had also had a fortune to attend the workshop of David, and in person. I went from Guwahati to Delhi for attend the 3 days workshop, and I think it was worth everything, right? So I learned a lot. As Shreyosi mentioned, that the kind of research that Mindler has done, I mean, it's really hats off, and I'm a big fan of their assessment, right? The way the assessment is being devised, the scientific approach to it, it's really amazing. And so I think from 2018, like I was bold enough, like let's go and do a partnership. And I think I immediately signed up for multiple assignments, and I was very happy with it. And I really feel that the whole journey of Mindler platform, the certifications, and the constant support that we get from the Mindler family is amazing. I think I'm able to focus now both on maths education as well as career mentoring and career counseling. Recently, we have won many competition in Northeast with regard to career counseling, and I'm very happy and grateful to the whole team of Mindler for that. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. That was great. Somebody actually wrote, you are reminding them of a younger version of Parikshit. I don't think you can ever get a better compliment than that. Your day, your week, your year is made. Great. Moving on to Rama. So again, Rama, also I have tons of adjectives to describe her, but I would first ask her to just help you understand why did she get into career coaching, and what was really the reason that motivated her to take this path. Rama, you're on mute.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. The reason I got into career coaching was basically I started my journey as a school teacher. And, as time went on, I moved to Africa for 23 years and lived there. And again, you have your family commitments. So you take a break, allow the children to grow up. You have priorities in life. And then suddenly you realize a bird is out of the nest. And then you're like struggling, what to do. And that's when I said, right, now it's time to take charge. And I empowered myself with training and development, and got lucky with a job as a training and developmental head for a conglomerate in Africa. And during that time is when I realized that training and coaching, mentoring, all come into the same space. It's just that, we cater to different target audience, right? And that is when I also got an, insight into how to use psychometric tools effectively in coaching and mentoring, because it gives you a very targeted approach. You're not going through human bias. You're leveraging the tools, reliability and validity, and you are guiding the adult or the student, whichever category, to in the right way. And that is how all this happened. And when the pandemic struck, I knew that the corporate sector has taken a beat, and I said, let me get into the student category. And I was really hunting for, because being a psychometrician and using psychometrics a lot, I wanted a tool that has run a lot of reliability validity tests, so that you are playing with the life of a child. As a coach, you are guiding a child's life, right? So you need to be sure about the tool you select. So I did a lot of research, and finally came up with Mindler. And when I took a sample test, I saw the report was amazing. As a coach, I mean, it's very, very easy to use the report and then guide the student, because it has everything. Whether it is it has 5 domains, it has about 52 parameters, and I mean, everything is given there. And there is the beauty is, which I have not seen with many psychometric tool, is there is a developmental plan for weak areas. See, it's very easy for me as a coach to tell, okay, your child is weak in numerics, your child is weak in language, but then how do I improvise that particular area? So it is so clearly mentioned, and the parent has that as a reference. So you as a coach, it's very easy, your journey is very easy, your job becomes very easy to guide the student in a very, very targeted and accurate manner. So that way, hats off to Mindlet portal, I would say.
Great. So thank you so much, Rama. Let's move on to our next question, which I'll actually start off now with Sreyoshi. And I would want Sreyoshi to help us understand a little bit more, like from the participants' point of view, how was the advanced journey? I mean, other than, of course, you having access to the career library and resources, the blogs, what is it that you made the best, and what were the key highlights for you when you pursued the entire advanced level?
So a couple of things, and I'll try and be as exhaustive as I can, and not in any particular order. I think the first and the most important thing would be the way you are made to apply what you have learned. In terms of case studies, in terms of examples, in terms of trying to find answers to a situation, a real life situation. I think that's the best part, because you can keep learning theory till cows come home, but you still might not be able to use it when you have a real student in front of you. So one was that. The second was that, like Rama said, the beauty of the assessment. There are lots of good things, but two things which comes to my mind. One is that it's so crazily accurate. Possibly is the next best thing after the Harry Potter sorter's hat. It's just so accurate, and I have done it with many students now, and every time I think that is baar to kuch, it's almost like I think is baar to kuch niklega, jo student is going to say or the parents is going to say. I don't think so, but it never happens. That's one. And second is, not only is there a development plan, it's such a 360-degree development plan that it leaves very little for you to do in terms of homework. A lot of that is done for you. Now you have to apply yourself to ensure that all children don't understand the same way or don't, assimilate information the same way. How, for this child, can you make that information pass on so that he or she realizes what needs to be done, does not get overwhelmed with it, because that is another thing that can happen, because often you might have a child with a lot of, for want of a better word, improvement areas on the sheet. It might seem very overwhelming that acha main kuch nahi kar sakta, is nothing that I'm good at. So how you're going to transfer that information is where we come into place. The third thing that I found very, very interesting in the advanced course, which initially I wasn't understanding why it's that way, is to answer any particular question, they make you do a lot of hard work. You have to kind of research a whole lot. So even if you have to answer a question, an answer to something which is 2 sentences, you have to do a lot of research. Now, what happens, what the beauty of it is, which initially, honestly, I also didn't get, And I was like cribbing that why are they making me do so much? Bata do kya hai? You know. But then I realized that in my process of search, asked and answered a lot of questions to myself, which became very, very, very clearer then. So, for example, I remember this session where we were talking about the comparison of different boards. I will never forget that. And initially, I had thought, just give me a handout. Why are you putting me through this? But now I know that because I have gone through that rigor of understanding each element, it's so much easier to explain to somebody. Because to the parent or the child, I can't hand over a handout, right? And say, "Aap dekh lijiye." I'll have to explain to them what works for them and what doesn't work for them, right? So this whole thing about making the right choice or being able to know what is right when, I think that is the brilliant part. And find the final thing that I'd like to say, which I did not expect at all, that the mentors at Mindler are available like all the time. I don't know if I'm making it worse for you, Isha, but they're available seriously all the time. Now, Isha, PD, all the time. And they will do both. They'll push you when you are not saying the right thing, and they'll correct you. And when when you've got it right, then they won't kind of try and overburden you by saying, "Acha, you could have said it like this also or that also." So Mindler lets you have your own style. That's something very beautiful, because we all will emerge as very different coaches, right? Because the cornerstone is our personality, and this is only empowering that personality. So they don't try and push you to be a kind of coach, which is again very, very beautiful.
Great. So I absolutely agree with what you're saying. It is true that we don't give you handouts, and we will make you do your own fair share of research. And it's very important. At the end of the day, you have to have knowledge about the careers, about what's happened. Till the time you don't read, till the time you don't apply it, it will not be enough. There's a 300-page manual people get in the advanced cohort, but till the time you don't read it and cross check the facts and probably say, "Oh, Isha, the information in the manual is outdated now," because of course sometimes things will get outdated. Things are changing so fast. So the idea is for you to learn, unlearn, relearn, constantly do that. And other than that, thank you so much, Sreyoshi. That was very nicely put, and I'm sure even the participants enjoyed listening to that. I'm going to put the same question to Renuka now, since she's also recently finished her advanced level, and the other participants that I'm going to move on to after this, the other panelists, they have finished the advanced quite a while back. But Renuka, from you, how was your journey of the advanced level, and what would you like to share with the participants? I'm open to pros, cons, anything. Just be candid.
Sure. I would like to start from where Shreyoshi left. The first thing is the energy of the entire Mindler family is so infectious. You just can't be sitting and just can't be thinking. The moment you get doubts, the moment you have questions coming to you, you won't keep it to yourself, because the Mindler team is constantly so active and so engaging that you'll immediately have put your doubts in the group, or ask them one to one. And whatever hour of the day, they are there to answer your queries, to help you with your problems. They're there to motivate you, and they're always there, in addition to the online platform, because the platform itself is so comprehensive, it's so user friendly. It's like it's a complete ecosystem in itself. But the team is always there to back it up in case you need to. And another thing I would like to say is, the Mindler platform is such a platform that you can learn so many things from there, and you can in turn impart a lot of knowledge to the students as well. So it serves both the purpose of learning and to give learning, to share your knowledge. So that's one good thing about the Mindler platform. And with regards to my experience in the advance, I would say that being anxious has really helped me to give my best, because the more anxious I feel about things, the more anxious I feel about the assignments, the case studies, the more I give into it, and the more research I do. As Shreyoshi mentioned, you just start reading something, and then you click on another link, and then another link, and then another. It's just links after links. So Mindler is like, we don't have to go outside the Mindler platform to search for any resources, or the number of blogs and the career library is a complete ecosystem, as I mentioned. So this is my experience. And yes, I would definitely say that there is a lot of efforts that needs to be put in, because nothing is given to you in a platter. So they would kind of, give a little bit of everything from everywhere, and then you have to put it all together. And how you present it and how you apply it into the assignments is completely up to you. So you have to invest your energy, you have to invest your time, and everybody has to invest their efforts into getting, to the final stage. So that's been my experience and my journey with the advance. And I've already enrolled for the masters, so
Yeah, me too.
looking forward to that journey. That's great, we'll connect.
Yeah. Yes, now we see the lady doing this, and of course, we also have Dinesh who's done masters, and I'm moving on to that. Thank you so much, Renuka. Urvi, let's come to you now. So, Urvi, you have done advanced and masters, right? You did the advanced level when it wasn't called the advanced level, when there was only, one terminology, International Certified Career Coach Program, because you were the first person. You were like in the first batch. So that time we were also figuring out, are we doing the right thing? Yes, no. We were also in that stage. But then we figured out we were doing something right. That's why the 3 levels came up. So, Urvi, how was your experience of having done the advanced level and then doing the masters after a year or a year and a half? So, how was your experience with advanced and masters? And in your case, I specifically want you to. Am I too loud? Okay, I'm going to go a little further away. I don't want to be bursting your ears. Okay, is it better now? So, if you could help me understand how was that 1 year when you were in the middle of finishing the advanced and taking up the master's level? So if you could just help me understand a little bit about that and how both the courses were different.
Yes, when I did the ICCC program, as Isha said, it was not called a foundation or an advance. It was a one program which was initiated in 2018. So we had 80 hours credits on which we did our program, and for which we got a certificate after 6 months. So that program which we are talking about, which is the ICCC, the main program, the entire program has been crafted so intricately that it consolidates all the domains which are required to make a person or empower a person with all kind of coaching skills which are required. So that was my first experience in the field of career coaching and counseling. I am in the field of education last 20 years. But as Isha says, I'm absolutely from a different domain. And psychology was not my cup of tea at all because I never tasted it. But when I came to do my program, along with me, there were school principals, school counselors, school teachers, everyone from the field of education, some even from the field of management, marketing, finance, people of different fields, okay? They all were trying over there to look in for some kind of a different career for themselves. For taking up this new plunge into this field of career, it is not required that you have to you have to do away with what you are doing right now. I read one of the chats where they were asking that, should I leave my particular job and move into career coaching? It's not that. You can do 2, 3, 4, all kind of works together. Okay, it's just that you have to manage your time the way required. As I said, I am into a college. I have my classes all 6 days in a week. But along with that, I am practicing my career coaching and no one is hampering each other. So it's absolutely fine. After this program, which was, as I said, the ICCC Advanced and Foundation program, that was for the first time that we were introduced to the field of psychometric and psychometric assessment. For me, it was a very difficult field. But, our mentors, our guides, they approached us, they taught us, they empowered us in such a way that people from all different walks of life could pick up career coaching and counseling. For me, this word career coaching is very special. Okay, it just brings in a lot of positivity in me when I introduce myself as a career coach. I'm sure that goes with all my panelists. They all feel very proud to call themselves career coaches. And, it's just a special spark, that works. So once I completed my program and I got my certificates, and then I started with my practice as a freelance. It was almost after 1.5 years when Mindler started or initiated their master's program. Again, I was a part of the first cohort of the master's program, but the master's and the foundation program is absolutely different. It's very, very different. It's like doing your graduation with fun and frolic and a little bit of studies here and there, and sharpening your skills. But masters is absolutely a lot more difficult. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to tell you, if you're really very keen, if you're really passionate about it, if you think you can devote time, energy into research, finding, study, deriving it to your own way, and if you have the capacity to drop down your baggage in the sense, you all from very learned background, you from different walks of life with umpteen number of degrees behind your name. But if you can leave that baggage behind, be yourself a student, okay, and start this process of learning again, just unlearn everything and start or take a plunge into this pool of knowledge of career coaching and relearn. I think then, with that kind of an attitude, you can do wonders. And masters, as I said, it was a 3 months program, very extensive, a lot of theories to be learned. But the most important part of the master's program was to learn helping skills. As a career coach, how will I render my services to the people who require it? So that plays a very important role. I think masters have made me change my perspective into the field of career coaching and counseling. It brings you into a field where your aptitude, your empathy level increases. It empowers you not only with skills about your own self, but try and understand, be empathetic towards people who actually need it. And there is a lot of lack of awareness, as Shreyoshi said. So this is the time when we have to bring in a lot of awareness, and that we can only vouch on if we are true to ourselves and true to our clients. And with that, you get a 3-level certification program, which is very prestigious. You get certifications from Mindler, CDA, and NCDA, and they all are apex body in the field of career coaching and counseling. You get a global perspective. It sharpens your skills. It carves your niche into the world of career coaching and counseling. I think if you are passionate, you are in the best fit career.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Urvi. I think that explained the difference between advanced and master's level very, very well. Now, I'll move on to Dinesh, and because we don't have so much time left also, Dinesh, I would like to ask you, maybe if you want to speak a little bit about how advanced and masters, maybe 1 or 2 things that you would like to say, how they were different and how, how you enjoyed doing both. But my primary question to you would be, you're using the partner portal, which is the SaaS platform. How has your experience been using the entire SaaS portal and the partner portal? How have you really enjoyed doing that? And if you could shed some light on that for our participants, who are keen to go ahead and use the same.
So I think Urvi has very beautifully explained the difference between the whole advanced as well as in the master. One thing I would like to add to what she said is that, like, what I feel when I was doing masters, I think after college, like, it was, I think, the first time where you were actually, for me personally, where you were actually made to do assignments and submit it. And it was not like just typical assignment. You were given real case studies and you understood. I think after that master level, I think the transition from being a career counselor to a career coach happened for me. Right? I think my help, as Uri mentioned, the helping skills, the coaching skills, and the whole systems around that actually got developed because of that program. That's number one.
Dinesh, sorry, I think, can you be a little bit louder?
Yeah, I will.
That's what everyone.
Yeah, sure, I will try. Sorry for that. Yeah. Another thing was that, like, what I see as a difference is that, like, you're getting a chance to get mentored by the authorities in the field, right? Chadda sir, David, Barbara, they personally mentor you and guide you in the whole program. I think for me, that was priceless, because then you get a chance to interact with the people who are actually the leaders, the top psychometrician we know, and the top people in the industry, right? And most amazing is that you getting a certification from NCDA and CDA, because Mindler is doing a great work, but we also wanted to kind of show our work and see how it's validated globally, right? So with the Mindler, partnering with an NCDA, I think is a great blessing for all the career counselors and aspirant, because you brought this amazing, certification to the country. So many congratulations and so much gratitude and thanks to the whole team for bringing this amazing level of certification to the country. Now, coming to the partner platform, with the partner platform, what I realized, what I felt was that, like, it is first, like, I've also done a white labeling with it, because then I wanted to have my company or name in this. I think this helped me in certain way. But the beautiful part of the platform is that, like, when you get the access to a partner portal, for student, that's the window, right? That's a window where they can access everything from assessment, from reports, from even whatever pathway we create for them. So I don't have to invest my time again and again to create multiple pathways and again separately mail them about the colleges, the entrance exams, right? Which I wanted them to select for themselves. All of these I can do with the partner platform. So that's an amazing thing. And it's truly a partner, right? So like I remember, like I was doing an assessment in a school where we made this assessment available to all the students of class 12th. And there was a problem with the internet in the school, right? But I was super confident that doesn't matter if your internet is also slow, your assessment will pause and again it will resume from the same point. I was super confident with the technology, right? So I think that's really is a very good blessing if you are a partner, because you are confident with the technology that you're giving. Now in the pandemic time, when we do counseling, we don't have to physically go and conduct the assessment. We send them the link, and even if the internet connection is not that wow with the client, we are assured that, okay, it will still be managed. And if you're facing some trouble and something like that, it will still be taken care. So that's really amazing. And you really get a partner, right? So this is again, like once you start a career counseling or a career coaching journey, I mean, it's like an entrepreneurial in itself, right? So you need people who actually can help you throughout the journey. And I think Mindler partner platform, they become really your partner. Any trouble, any query, any changes which you want from them, they will update it. Like I had some queries, I wanted some modification, and in a couple of days, it was there. So that's my experience with the partner platform.
Great. Thank you so much, Dinesh. That's very kind of you. Rama, let's come to you. So, Rama, my question with you would be, so I've also known Rama for some time now. So, Rama is actually one of the people. I would say for Rama, like networking is one of her biggest skills, and none of you spoke about that. But I also feel ICCC Advanced and Masters level does get you the whole networking where you get to meet a bunch of people who are wanting to become a career coach or are already career coaches. So for you, Rama, I would want to ask you a little bit around how the partner portal usage has been, and like you have been replying to comments and questions on the chat. How do you really acquire customers? You are somebody who does not only know coaching, you are also a digital marketer. You know how to get tech going, you also create websites. So if you could just help and shed some light on how do you really go about getting and onboarding clients, and how big a role does credibility how big a role does that play in the whole process, because referrals come through credibility. So if you could just shed some light on that, Rama.
Initially, when I, like anybody else, we are always at crossroads and thinking, how do I move forward, right? You come to a place where you said, okay, let me do this course. And maybe after the end of the course, and yes, I'm going to just take off. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to put in a lot of efforts, right? So a lot of people, once you finish, you're in a very nice comfort zone, thinking that, some angel is going to come and open your wings and, take you high up in the sky. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in your efforts. So as I mentioned in the chat, one needs to do a lot of, you have to reach out to your audience through flyers. So I do my own brochures and, flyers on Canva. So I've helped a couple of coaches on how to use Canva as well. And, some of them are doing it quite effectively, I should say. And you need to post it on your status. People look at your status every day. You have to post on Instagram. You have to post on Facebook. You need to actively write blogs. And the first thing is create a website for yourself, because if you want to be seen as a professional coach, then you need to be professional in your approach as well. So then you create a website for yourself, and people will reach out to you. You need to be consistent in your brand recall. So every day you post something, and suddenly in some conversation, I remember one of my digital marketing colleague, he said, I was speaking to somebody, and I just recall he was saying his child was in 12th, and he was saying he needed a career coach and he needed guidance. I just remembered your name because every day in the status I see that you post something. So that is how you have to work. Nothing comes easy. So you need to create content. I mean, if you're not good in design, it's fine. Canva is a portal that you just pick and choose, draw and drop, and your flyer is ready. Technology is very, very easy these days. And anybody wants help in that, I'm ever ready to help you guys. So you can reach out to the audience, and the world is in your on your laptop right in front of you. So the reach is really far and wide. You can reach out to somebody in Russia, in the US, all at the same time because of social media. But then you have
Great.
to put in the effort, right?
Very well said, Rama. Thank you so much. Ryoshi, were you adding something to that?
I was saying
I
that
thought
I
I
think that Rama mentioned that it's really benefited me when I created my website and worked on social media. And in fact, right now there's an intern who's working for a company which I got registered, and just the constant and continuous and consistent talk. Not really, you don't even have to promote yourself. Just putting out information out there, especially during times like now when children are very confused, when boards have not happened, they don't know what to do in college. Lots of people who want to go abroad now can't. So I think just trying to help is the best way to get customers.
True. That is actually very rightly put. Of course, we are sitting right in time, but I also have Aishwarya with us, who is from our team, and she's finished the advanced level, and she would like to share a couple of, her experience, because she knows the system inside, because she's also working with us, and she's also done the advanced level. So just 2-3 lines from you, Aishwarya, before we start talking about the assessment. The questions are starting.
It's a huge hype. If I say talking about assessment, everybody is now just going to move ahead with the assessment. So without wasting time, I'll just share my 3 pointers with you all. As you all know that I'm working with Mindler. So it's an individual experience, if I may say this. I'm working with Mindler, though I have also done the advanced course. And while doing that, if I say I started with a thought that I'm not knowing anything. Right? Anything means I'm really confused what to select, how to go, what to do, what not to do. But when I started my advanced course, it was so amazing to see that everything is at one platform. Just have to write a normal keyword, go there, get it done. Even if I talk about the assignments, I'm not that person who is really loving doing the research work. While doing the advanced course, I learned that how to do the research work and be an apt person with that. So it was an all in all full-fledged adventurous experience, if I say, because something new was there for me and it was really amazing. So I will say to all of the new people who have just joined for these 2 days, join the advanced course. It will certainly help you not just to start something of your own, but also add something in your profile. So, you will learn something out of it. That's what the basic line I would say here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya.
Can I just add one last line? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to tell all the participants that, PD sir keeps mentioning so many times during our sessions, during our classes. He always says that we want each one of you to be better than us. So I think, there is no other reassurance needed, the way they kind of invest their energy and their, they do it so passionately. So I think, I must tell this to every participant that if you're really keen about it, just go for it. And the Mindler team is there to support you.
Yeah. So that is actually very rightly put. I mean, honestly, we want all of you to get more empowered and take it forward. That's actually what, even when you communicate with me or anyone in the team, that's what you will hear. Of course, we look at certain kind of skill sets that all of you have, especially if you're going to work directly with us, wherein you represent Mindler as an associate ambassador. Fair enough. We need somebody who's extremely good at a couple of skills and so on and so forth. But other than that, it'll be a pleasure to look at any kind of collaboration with all our participants who are attending today. And I would like to thank all